Now you all know Bob, I'm sure, and we've seen him with a lot of different expressions. And since he doesn't have hands or even a body, most of his expressions come through his eyes. All right, so let's get started. Okay, like I said, Bob's just basically a circle. So we're going to start with one big circle here right in the middle of the page. And like always, draw kind of light because we're not going to use all these lines later. Now he's not a perfect circle. If he was, he'd be kind of boring. In fact, if it's a little bit flattened out on the sides and the top, not quite an oval, just kind of a flattened circle. In fact, even if it looks a little lopsided, but that's intentional. That gives him a little personality. And I'm going to draw him straight on, straight looking at you. It'll be a little bit easier to start off since he's our first one. Now Bob has, like everybody else, two eyes right here in the middle. Come down about halfway. So about halfway through this circle, that's where his eyes are going to sit. And they're like two big egg shapes. We're going to make Bob really happy today. Usually he's a little uptight about something, but he's in a good mood. And right in the middle, before we get too many lines in here, let's put his nose. His nose is almost right in the center. See, if I measure it halfway from side to side and top to bottom, his nose is right there. And inside his nose is almost a perfect circle. There. See that? Okay. Let's put his eyelids in, because they give him a lot of personality, a lot of expression. Up near the top, it's kind of his eyelid. From the top of his eye here, it's almost like a moon shape on its side. See that? That crescent shape there. And the same on this one, a little bit lower. Let's not make it too even. Yeah. And I'm putting it a little bit darker on this bottom side. Kind of creates a little bit of shadow, because you know Bob has that little ridge where the thickness of his eyelids show. And I usually don't darken this line between his eyes too much. Let's go ahead and draw the sides of his eyes. And today I'm not going to draw his bottom eyelids, because I want his eyes to be open really wide. There. And right in the middle, not right in the center of his eye, just a little bit off center. Let's draw kind of an oval shape for one pupil, just like that. And again, not quite in the center of this circle, but a little off to the side. Draw another oval shape. Sometimes I've found if you put him right in the middle, it doesn't look like he's looking right at you. It looks like he's kind of staring off behind you. So I'm going to put them just a little bit together. I think it makes them look better. Let's draw circles inside these circles, and these are the highlights. Where if a light comes down and hits your eye, it gets a little shiny in one spot. So you leave that part white, and you color in everything else. Yeah. Gotta beef up that line around there. Now Bob's eyes look kind of happy, but he still doesn't have his mouth yet. So let's put his mouth here. He's going to have a big smile, big toothy grin. This big, like a very shallow U shape. Just a curved line. Make it go up to almost equal with his eyes there. Don't go up too far behind, because Bob doesn't usually open his mouth that wide. And then down below it, another U shape. So again, this whole thing looks like a moon sitting on its side. Yeah. And his line for his teeth comes just almost a perfectly straight line right across there. Not too dark. It looks better if it's a little bit lighter. But you can darken all these other lines that you want to keep. And all the extra construction lines, they kind of fade in the background after a while. Now, that's not all of Bob. Of course, Bob has one more thing. I'm going to darken up his body here. He's got his little stem and leaf on top. If he's looking right at you, it's a little bit behind his head, so we just see just a little bit of it. So I draw these little shapes here. I don't know quite what you call those shapes. About 3 of them should work. These little kind of U shapes on their sides. Should be little leaves. You can even make it curl up a little bit on the side if you want. And then right in the middle, a little stem. It's kind of like just 3 lines. 1, 2, 3, just like that. I'm just going to beef up this line around his body a little bit. Now I've got the line right where I want it. And underneath it, to make it look like he's sitting on something, you can put a little shadow. I just draw this little oval. So if you ever notice a ball or a circle would cast a shadow that looks like an oval here. So let's draw this oval underneath him, how it wraps behind his body here and comes out the other side. And then very lightly with the side of your pencil, not as dark as you did the eyes, because this isn't a very dark shadow, just kind of shade it in. Might have to go a little slower than I am, because I've had lots of practice. And there you have it, a very happy Bob the Tomato. Everybody do real well? Yeah. You have fun, yeah? How about you, Larry? How'd yours turn out?
You're gonna laugh.
Oh, no, we're not. We're not gonna laugh, are we? Oh, come on, Larry, show us.
How to draw me, how to draw me, hey, how to draw me.
That's interesting, Larry. A tooth's a real nice touch.
It makes him look rather handsome and dashing, doesn't it?
To say the least.